to do this to solve it. So at the top, it gives you some of the instructions, like it looks like a cloud. It says the crisscross rule. The two side numbers must multiply to the top number and add to the bottom number. So the one right here, and you can't really see it because I cut it off. This says 30, and this says, okay, I didn't make that big enough. This says 30, and this says 13. They give you the answer over there, but you need to find two numbers that multiply to give you 30, but add to give you 13. There's no easy way to make you understand how to do this. Sometimes listing factors is easy. So think of the different things that multiply to give you 30. 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, and then 5 times 6. So which one of those can you get a 13 out of? 3 and 10 or 2 and 15. So since we're trying to get to the positive 13, all I have to do is take 3 plus 10. So that's what the numbers that you're putting in here are for. So on number 1, you want to multiply to get to the number 25, but add to get to the number 10. So if you can't figure it out, a lot of these are pretty easy, you'll get them very quickly. But if you can't figure it out, take the top number and start thinking of things you can multiply to get it. So 1 times 25. 5 times 5. 5 times 5 gives me 25, and 5 plus 5 gives me 10. So I know that that's my answer. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 plus 5 is 10. I'm going to show you the way that I learned in middle school. I don't know. I mean, it is up to you whichever way. I just want to give you another option. They would have us say, okay, something times something gives us 25, and something plus something gives me 10. You have to have the same thing for the top and the bottom. So it would be 5 times 5 gives me 25, and 5 times 5 gives me 10. If you don't like the puzzle method, you could always do that as well. Anyway, something to multiply to give you 20, but add to give you 9. 4 and 5. Okay. So a lot of these, you guys it's just you got to think about some of your multiplication facts. What multiplies at all to give me 20? And then you can come up with something that would add to give you 9. So I'm going to do a couple more with you, and then I'm going to have you just kind of work on this, and we'll check our answers today. Something that multiplies to give me 6, but adds to give me 7 would be 6 and 1. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. Something that multiplies to give you 42, but adds to give you 13. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 plus 7 is 13. Something that multiplies to give you 12, but adds to give you 7. Good job. I know that there's going to be some people who understand this automatically, and I'm really glad that some people do. I also know that there's some people who don't quite see it just as quickly, and that's totally fine. It's just something you have to practice. So if that's the case, look at your top number and start thinking of things that multiply to give you 12. 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Look at your 3 options and see which one can you add to get 7, and it would be these 2 numbers. So 16 and 10, something to multiply to give you 16, but add to give you 10. 8 and 2. So I'm going to let you guys kind of work on this. There is a back. We're just going to practice doing this little puzzle method because you have to know how to do this to factor later on. So I'm going to let you guys practice this, and we'll go over our answers in a little bit before we'll see if we have time to start or not. But